US products, but further negotiations are required to crack the deal. His comments come just days after India's Trade Minister Piyush Goyal said he's confident a deal could be reached before August 1. The US has not issued the so-called tariff letter to New Delhi yet, and that's offering some hope that top-level political intervention could push the deal over the line at the last minute. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSM.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska. From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska. We present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Wednesday, the 30th of July for 2025. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get up and get out the door here this morning. The Big Ten Network has announced its 2025 volleyball TV schedule for the upcoming season. You're going to be able to watch the Huskers live and national television for a majority of their games this year. We'll talk about that coming up. A lot of Legion baseball to tell you about here this morning as they continue with their state tournaments and the seniors tournament up in Albion, which is affected by the weather last night. Kansas City Royals picking up a win last night over Atlanta, 9-6. Same two teams will play an afternoon game today. In Colorado, head football coach Deion Sanders has announced the hiring of a former NFL quarterback and a Tampa Bay offensive coordinator to be the Buffalo's new quarterbacks coach. So all that and more is coming up for you this morning. Mick McDowell from the Moletta Vista Winery up in St. Paul is expected to join us later on this hour. Going to be talking some wine this morning on the show. So nice way to get up and get going, I guess, for a Wednesday. As we check in with Tyson Havronic over in the Western Studios. Good morning.
I have no better way to wake up and get going than with a little wine chat here for 7:30 on a Wednesday. So yeah, excited for that conversation with my good buddy Mick down in St. Paul. I also saw this must be on the slow time where we're waiting some big trade moves kind of in the MLB. Some names getting thrown around that could go today. Sandy Alcantara for the Miami Marlins. He pitched a gem against St. Louis. Looked pretty good last night. And he's one of the bigger names that has an opportunity to head here at the trade deadline. A list that I want to get to at some point in the show. Is a one that came through on CBS Sports, ranking all 32 NFL teams by their all-time quarterback room. So any quarterback that has came in and played for the team, any quarterback that has been inside that quarterback room for whatever period of stay, they've ranked all 32 teams. This, again, a poll according to CBS Sports. And I want to get your thoughts. We'll pick your brain a little bit because I don't necessarily agree with the top five. And I certainly don't agree with where the Bills were ranked in this particular poll. But we'll go through and we'll do all-time quarterback room probably sometime in the second half of the show.
So it's every single quarterback that's ever played for a franchise?
Yep. I'm talking all-time QB room.
Wow. Somebody had a lot of time on their hands.
I think it's that kind of time for football folks. Tomorrow, though, that all changes, right? Tomorrow, the big preseason day. Tomorrow, the last Thursday that we'll have without football until February.
Well, that was last Thursday. We're going to have football tomorrow. We're going to have football every single Thursday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, every single Thursday now until February, starting with tomorrow's Hall of Fame game.
Did you listen to VSiN during the day yesterday? pick up any tips on how to bet preseason games?
What were they saying?
Oh, I was just asking if you were tuned in.
Oh, today and tomorrow, there'll be a majority of their talk trying to bet that NFL preseason opener.
That 1.5 point spread, 32.5 over underline.
That is tempting. That's tempting to go over, but you know what's going to happen.
Gate. Yeah, exactly.
That is really tempting to go over, but you know what's going to happen. 32 be like a 17-14 game for the preseason opener. Maybe you can't expect too much more offense than that.
17, yeah, that would be right on.
Yeah, about 31 points. We were talking about taking Kansas City last night.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked ourselves out of it at the end of the show yesterday.
We were going to take the Braves. We
were?
Because Eric Fetty was starting, and I said, watch Eric Fetty turns around and has an incredible start. So we were thinking about taking Atlanta.
So we would have lost.
Yeah.
So we would have been down 2 games.
You would have owed me $20. And see how this thing works? I got a great system. I'm like, I'll take your money to place your bet for you.
Yeah, but after we started talking about it, I said, why in the hell am I listening to you?
That's great.
On betting sports. You don't have a real good track record.
I got a better track record than you. Pull up those Blazing 5 stats again.
Oh, I got them right here when we get ready to go in a couple of weeks.
Read them out. Last year.
I know. I got off to a rough start last year, remember? Got off to a rough start. What were our final
can't roll
rankings?
my track record under the bus and then not get behind with your stats, which were pretty well behind me, I think.
We were pretty close. You had 53 wins during the season. I had 50.
Oh, but there was a couple weeks where I was rolling in the parlays, though. I went like 3 for 3.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, money-wise.
Consistency factor, you were not very consistent. You had a couple of good weeks, then you had a couple of awful weeks.
Well, that's okay. If you're in the parlay and you have a couple good weeks, that's your season.
We'll get into that.
Low-cost bet, high reward. High reward for 2 weeks is going to cover your low cost for the next 5.
Yeah, you always bet those in parlays. Your 5 games, so if you win a couple.
I know it was a good year. I only had to make 2 trips to see my bookie.
That's not good.
I know it was a good year. I only had to make 2.
Let's see what else is going on. Cleveland Browns quarterback Martin Emerson was carted off of the field during practice yesterday. Suffered an Achilles injury. He'll undergo an MRI today to confirm the severity. He's a third-round draft pick, number 68 overall of the Browns in the 2022 NFL Draft. He was set to enter the final year of his rookie contract. He's appeared in 50 games with 33 starts for Cleveland, recording 202 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 34 pass breakups. So the bad news continues out of the Cleveland camp as quarterback Martin Emerson was carted off of the field yesterday. You got this at the end of the show yesterday. A gunman who killed 4 people at a Manhattan office building before killing himself was trying to target the headquarters of the NFL, but he took the wrong elevator, according to officials. Investigators said they believe that Shane Tamura, a 27-year-old Las Vegas casino worker, was trying to get into the NFL offices after shooting several people on Monday in the building's lobby, but entered the wrong set of elevator banks. 4 people, including an off-duty New York City police officer, were killed. Tamura played high school football in California roughly a decade ago, but never in the NFL. Had a history of mental illness, according to police. But here's a guy from Las Vegas. I heard yesterday on the news that he was like a security officer at the Flamingo. And he drove from Las Vegas all the way across the country into Manhattan to kill people on Monday. So that was you had that right at the end of the show yesterday. I just wanted to confirm the facts that was in the sports shorts today. NASCAR fans, I got a little story for you. NASCAR on Tuesday suspended Austin Hill for one Xfinity Series race for intentionally crashing into Eric Almirola at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Richard Childress Racing said Cup Series driver Austin Dillon will replace Hill in the Xfinity Series race this weekend in Iowa. The suspension also stripped Hill of the 21 playoff points that he has earned in 2025 and prohibits him from earning points ahead of the playoffs under a new rule made before the start of the 2025 season.
Soft. When did NASCAR get candy soft? Whatever happened to Rubbins Racing? Whatever, that used to be a daily occurrence, man. If you had a gripe against somebody, you put them into the wall and turn 4. And now you get suspended and lose playoff points?
Yeah, this is a big suspension. He's going to be out this week. That's not the big factor. The big thing is he was stripped of all 21 of his playoff points. He's going to have to apply for a waiver to retain his playoff eligibility. Prior to the suspension, he was in third place in the playoff hunt. He has 3 victories so far this season. This is a guy that not a lot of people like. He's kind of the villain, Austin Hill. He's kind of the villain of the Xfinity Series. So not a lot of people cheer for him. And a lot of people are probably happy that the suspension came down. So that is big time. Not that he's going to miss this week's race at Iowa, but he's going to lose a lot of playoff points, and his chances of winning the Xfinity Championship this year are virtually gone after wrecking into Eric Almirola at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Trying to, talk me into being a NASCAR fan and not doing a really good job of it this season. You lose your points because of you hit somebody, you weren't very nice on the track.
Oh, you intentionally hit Eric Almirola.
Your playoff system is in a major need of an overhaul, and you race in the middle of a cornfield in the middle of the hot July, early August months.
Oh,
you talk to me about being a NASCAR fan.
I know I'm gonna be in that cornfield after the show tomorrow. We're heading to Newton, Iowa.
You got a lucky break. You got a lucky break in the weather forecast.
Yes, we did.
You, if you're even remotely towards the 90s, that corn sweat's going to turn that into 130.
Oh, it usually does.
That'd be an easy bake up. So again, you're not talking me in.
I know, but did you see the weather for Iowa
this weekend? You got a break.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 70s. With lows at night going to be in the upper 50s, lower 60s. Perfect. So yeah, we got a major break. Usually it's about 106 in the shade.
Ryan Martin chiming in on the quarterback room discussion says Kansas City Chiefs have to be towards the top with names like Montana and Trent Green and Mahomes, a few others. Kansas City is not in the top 10.
They're not?
Kansas City is not in the top 10. They come in at 11th in the quarterback room discussion.
So we've had Joe Montana, Trent Green, Elvis Gerbach. Remember him?
Sure.
Elvis Gerbach. I'm trying to think of the Kansas City quarterbacks over the years. Lynn Dawson.
Lenny the Cool.
Lynn Dawson.
First Super Bowl run for KC.
Joe Montana, Trent Green, Elvis Gerbach back in the not-so-good days.
Throwing Mahomes in just for funsies.
Mahomes. Let's see who else comes to mind for Kansas City. Might need some help from a couple of people in the lobby.
Well, that's it for the good KC QB room.
Wow, who did we have back when we were not very good?
Oh, no, Bono.
Oh, that's right. Steve Bono. I think I still have one of his jerseys for some reason.
Bono jersey.
I think I got a Bono jersey in my closet. What the hell did I buy a Steve Bono jersey for?
It was on clearance. They were just probably said free to a good home.
At one time, was he kind of good? Why did I go out and buy me a Steve Bono jersey?
He was the quarterback for the Chiefs in Tecmo's Super Bowl.
I probably got it as a Christmas gift or something. Back when they were kind of good.
Merry Christmas. Oh, thanks.
Steve Bono.
So there you go.
Chief Endorf, he says maybe I'm going to be on page 3 of the Blazing 5 standings. Much like your basketball predictions were.
Basketball was rough.
Yeah, you were always on page 3 of our contest that we had.
I went to hit a home run instead of just
getting a single.
Bunsen singles and getting on base and working on the batting average. No, I swung for the fence and
you struck out.
Corkscrewed myself into the right-handed batter's box.
You're always on page 3 of
it
basketball
was a rough
standings.
go. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, I didn't. Chief did.
Thanks, Chief.
Chief brought it up.
He's having a tough time. His Cubs have hit a wall against Milwaukee. They flexed again last night, the Brewers did.
Brewers beat the Cubs again?
Yeah. That's 2.
Wow. The demise of the Cubbies. Down they go. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to chime in with us here today, something we've brought to the table, something on your mind, something even non-sports related, let's talk about it. 402-834-1330. If you want to chime in on our social media sites, we're monitoring all that stuff as well. So, had some Legion baseball last night. We're heading to the wire, so to speak, in Legion baseball for Class A. They're into their championship games today for both the seniors and the juniors. That C5 seniors tournament up in Albion yesterday, the championship game was suspended in the 4th inning with Palmer Walback Greeley leading Ord 12-11 in the 4th inning. Suspended because of the weather that moved through last night. They'll resume the game at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Ord is going to come back to win that first game, and then they got to win the second game to win the championship in C5 and move into the Class C senior state tournament that gets underway this weekend. But weather forcing some problems last night in the C5 tournament up in Albion.
Are all the dates just at random because of, amount of umpires and fields? It just seems like that they're all scattered, and our state tournament is nearing its conclusion in A, while juniors are just rounding out and finishing up area championships, and there's some schedules that will go on into the second weekend of August, and some that wrap up in late July. I don't understand the randomness of it all.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. That's probably part of it, getting enough umpires and
sure
fields to play on. It's always been kind of this way. Class A, don't forget, they play the playoff game now as a national division.
Right.
Will play the American division, so they had to get that in there. And then they go on to the regionals and then into the World Series. So
yeah.
They're a long way from being over. They just is the way it has to work to get everything in.
They could peek into the fall sports season a little bit if they make a run through regionals. And then it was the Albion, that area. They had a tornado warning last night, I think. I was watching the severe weather.
Up around that area?
Around that area, anyway. I think they had a tornado warning.
Shane is chiming in with some new quarterbacks for your room.
These all for the Chiefs?
Yeah, these are all for the Chiefs.
Well,
Rich Gannon. Remember when Rich Gannon played for the Chiefs?
Must have been a brief stint.
Steve DeBerg.
Who? Oh, he was on Super Bowl. Tecmo Super Bowl.
Dave Craig.
Ugh.
And Brody Croyle. I'm sure that helped our ranking a lot.
You could have Lou Dog's Matt Castle jersey.
Those four guys right there, Rich Gannon, Steve DeBerg, Dave Craig, and Brody Croyle, that really helped out the Kansas City Chiefs all-time quarterbacks room for your poll.
I wouldn't take those four quarterbacks in a high school QB room to run through C2. Steve DeBerg?
Matt Castle.
All they had to do was hand the ball off to Christian Okoye and Barry Ward back in those days.
Matt Castle.
Yeah.
He's another one. Lou Dog's got a Matt Castle jersey.
Probably also gave away to a good home.
You know what else I got for a Kansas City Chiefs jersey? Mark Bullrichter.
Sure.
Remember when he played for the Chiefs?
If you're a Chiefs fan and you're a Hastings College fan, that matches together really nicely. I remember when he broke the record.
He still got that record.
I remember watching that game. Well, that's a tough one to break.
Yeah.
99-yard touchdown reception.
You still got that record. That's going to be a hard one to break.
That was back in the day where you only had, I mean, this was like pre-red zone. You weren't getting the NFL Sunday ticket unless you were a pretentious prick that had a lot of money. So, like, our family didn't have it. We still had the old turn the dial on the tube, the remoteless TV, and you're flipping back on Sunday between 11 and 3. And it just happened to be Chiefs football that day, and they were on 11. I remember exactly where I was standing.
All right, we got the answer for your baseball problem you've got with.
Oh, this is the staggered schedule?
Yeah, B and C have early junior state tournaments because they have some dual roster players to help out with the seniors and some of those smaller teams. So they have the early state tournaments for B and C for the juniors so they can play for the seniors team as well to help them out.
That totally
for B
makes
and
sense.
C. And then the Class A, like we mentioned, they got to get done before their regionals. Remember when we hosted that?
That totally makes sense. That was a fun tournament.
Yeah, but you mentioned the baseball season on this level getting into the football season. It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we hosted that regional.
Mid-South, yep.
We hosted that baby out at Duncan Field. Yeah, we were playing about to the point where football practice was starting. So that's the reason for that. I knew there was somebody out there.
That makes total sense now that I think about it.
Well,
So all you got to do is ask.
It takes the professionals.
We're not experts on anything.
Yeah, we've said that a lot of times. Hell, usually we don't even know what day it is.
Dude,
Anyway.
there was stretches this summer where we were in the thick of baseball season where I wouldn't have been able to tell you accurately.
What day it was.
When we were going through the area tournament.
And playing every
lost
single
track.
day.
Yeah, you lose track. It happens.
I'm glad you survived. Waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. It's 7:22.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Story that dominated social media yesterday. Police and fire departments from numerous agencies at the scene of an explosion in Fremont. The former Golden Sun Feeds facility, now owned by Horizon Biofuels, exploded. The Nebraska State Patrol said in a social media post that a large radius around the area was shut down. 3 people were in the building at the time of the explosion and, as of early this morning, unaccounted for at this time. Fire crews unable to gain access to the building because it had collapsed. First District Congressman Mike Flood, whose district includes Fremont, said in a social media post that he had been in contact with the mayor and his team will be, quote, working to support their response to the explosion, end quote. Meanwhile, Union Pacific has announced plans yesterday to combine with Norfolk Southern to form the country's largest railroad. Omaha-based Union Pacific said it will pay $320 per share for Norfolk Southern, valuing the deal at around $85 billion. Whew. Combined, the two railroads would have a coast-to-coast network comprising more than 50,000 route miles across 43 states. At the current share prices, the new company would be worth $250 billion, which is a lot of money. Omaha Mayor John Ewing Jr. praising Union Pacific's pledge to keep its headquarters in Omaha if the merger is successful. It is now 7:24. We'll head back over your way, Mike. What's going on in sports?
Well, the Big Ten Network has announced its 2025 volleyball TV schedule. The Huskers will make at least 19 regular season national TV appearances on the Big Ten Network, Fox, FS1, NBC, ABC, and ESPN. 12 of Nebraska's 20 Big Ten Conference matches will be nationally televised, including 9 of the final 11 down the stretch. Additional matches selected for TV, including those on Nebraska Public Media, will be announced at a later date. Any home matches and Big Ten road matches not selected for television will be available on Big Ten Plus. The season is over for Grand Island Home Federal. Grand Island lost to Elkhorn North 6-0 yesterday in the National Division of the Class A State Baseball Tournament at Ryder Park. Grand Island ends the season at 30-20. In the other game, Lincoln East defeated Omaha Creighton Prep 9-4. Elkhorn North will play Lincoln East today at 5 for the championship. East will have to win twice to win the title. Lincoln Southwest will play Papio South in the American Division Championship today. Southwest beat Gretna East 8-3 yesterday, while Papio South defeated Fremont 16-5. Papio South will have to win twice to win the championship. At the Class A Junior State Tournament in Omaha, Creighton Prep beat Bennington 7-4 yesterday, while Millard South defeated Lincoln East 7-2. Creighton Prep will play Millard South at 5 this afternoon, and the winner will play Bennington for the championship. At the C5 Seniors Tournament in Albion yesterday, Palmer Walbach Greeley was leading Ord 12-11 in the fourth inning when the game was suspended by the weather. They resumed the game at 5 this afternoon. Ord has to win twice to win the championship. Kansas City Royals, they beat Atlanta yesterday by the score of 9-6. Same two teams will play an afternoon game today, 1:10 starting time down at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. And Colorado head football coach Deion Sanders has announced the hiring of former NFL quarterback and Tampa Bay offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich as the Buffalo's new quarterbacks coach. The staff already includes former NFL assistants Pat Shurmur and Robert Livingston. Shurmur is Colorado's offensive coordinator. Livingston is the Colorado defensive coordinator. That's a check in your sports headlines, 7:27 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Well, the cold front has passed by and much cooler weather is upon us to close out the rest of the week and head into the weekend. Hey, everybody, Tim Jones. Here's your forecast. 78 is the high today on Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. We'll have a chance for a few hit or miss showers and thunderstorms throughout the day and again on Wednesday night. 62 is the overnight low. Clearing skies on Thursday, partly sunny skies anyway. 75 is the high. 76 on Friday, mostly sunny, and then 70s through the weekend.
As you get up, get going this morning. Northeast winds at 4. We've got cloudy skies, and it is 68 in Hastings at Extreme.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Miletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Miletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beers, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MilettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Miletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Conant Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson and Vronic with you on Huddle Up Extreme Sports for this Wednesday, the 30th of July for 2025. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Right now, we want to talk with Mick McDowell. He's with the Moletta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. Mick, good morning. You got all the switches in the right places.
All the buttons are pressed.
What did Mick go? We had it all set up.
Already.
We had it all set up. You're in charge. You're in charge of the phone system.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, you're in charge. Your studio, the Western Studio, is in charge of the phone system.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to make sure you got all the buttons in the right places.
Well, try again with Mick McDowell. Hopefully he'll call back.
Did you lose him?
Yeah, we lost him.
He's not on the phone?
Not anymore. It didn't work.
Oh, there he's calling him back in, I think.
Let's give him a try.
I did.
There we go. Mick's over with us.
There he is. Mick, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We finally got you on. Thanks for joining us here. Sometimes things don't operate like they're supposed to.
I hear that. I could hear everything that was going on back there, but it was like I was in no man's land.
We had you on a few weeks ago talking about the Moletta Vista Winery up there in St. Paul. How's the summer going for you guys up there?
Oh, it's a beautiful summer. I mean, we've had, of course, heat and humidity like everybody else here for the last week, but my gosh, my pasture east of the winery here is just so green for this time of year. The cows are back in, so guests can kind of enjoy watching them roam the hills a little bit, and the grapes are getting ready to harvest. We did some hedging here Monday, I think it was, and we're going to try and be putting some nets on to keep the birds out. And then I'm going to have to put some fences up, I think, to keep some raccoons out. They robbed me blind last year.
Mick, as far as the summer has been concerned for you guys over at Muleta Vista, I know that you had a lot of a couple different events in the month of July, and certainly the nice summer weather has probably attributed to a nice steady stream of customers here this summer. We've been busy over in downtown Hastings. How's things been for you as far as traffic, as far as guests that have come out and enjoy the winery?
It has been a nice stream. We can on the weekends it always fills up. We've had some great Fridays and Saturdays. We're still doing this weekend. In fact, we've got Joe Coxon from the Columbus area. He'll be playing music again, and then 2 weeks after that we'll have another musician. But it's been fun to see regulars and a lot of newbies, several walk-ins. People are still excited about our food. We've got a real good menu for people to choose from, and Julie and Janet, our cooks, have done an excellent job. Always getting compliments from people on our foods, whether it's steaks or our fried chicken or our world famous onion rings. And then, of course, our wines have been really good. We did some really good things with our wines this year. We had our Blue Vacation had received like 93 and 94 points in a couple of competitions out in California. So we sent some wines out to the L.A. International, and by golly, our Rhubarb Raspberry, which is Elephant Ear, it won Best of Class and 98 points, and the judges were raving about it. And not only that, we had our Legacy, which is our port, and that won a Best of Class. Both of those in the L.A. International. So we've had a good summer.
Yeah, and that's not the first time that you've sent wine out to California. I think last year or the year before, you also sent some wine out there and won some awards. So your wine is nationwide, huh?
It is. Yeah, we do ship all across the country as well. People can call in. I think we use a company called Vino Shipper, and they do the paperwork, and then we're able to send, I think, 40 states right now. And so we do get a lot of wine shipments across the United States, too. So, yeah, it's just we're kind of a hidden gem up here north of St. Paul. We set up on top of the hill. We're 350 feet above the river. You can see forever, it seems. I think I saw you guys out there the other day at Hastings. We were looking down, towards your direction. I was sure that was you guys, but... But we've got a great view. You can see forever, and we've had all kinds of rain this year. Probably more than what you guys have had. We've had, according to my electronic rain gauge, we've had right around 30 inches of rain this year. So that's why things are so green up here.
Mick McDowell from Muleta Vista Winery joining us here this morning on Huddle Up as we talk a little wine here this morning. You mentioned the award-winning wines and a little bit about the steady stream of traffic. Those awards really help put Muleta Vista on the map, especially for wine connoisseurs that are wanting to go out and try some of these award-winning wines and want to take a look at the venue. I'm sure that that only helps contribute to what is already a pretty busy summer tourist destination for you guys.
Undoubtedly. Nebraska wines are made from hybrid grapes, and you could say they're American vines or American grapes because they take the well-known grapes from around the world, like the Cabs, Merlots, the Sangioveses. Some like Sangiovese I wasn't even aware of until we got into this industry. But they crossbreed them with some wild grapes. They do some more crossbreeding and create an American hybrid that is tolerant to the cold temperatures. So we kind of have an uphill road because when somebody comes in, they're saying, "Hey, what do you have that's, I like, Merlot or this or that or the other thing." And so we kind of have to know what those wines taste like and kind of steer them in the right direction. So Nebraska has to continually, establish its reputation. And there's a lot of wineries that are making some really great wines in the state. We're one of, I think, 9 wineries that have won Best of Shows. So Nebraska wine quality has improved considerably, and 9 out of, I think, 25 wineries in the state have won at one time or another a Best of Show wine. So.
All right, Mick McDowell is joining us for a couple of more minutes on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. You mentioned that you're coming up on the harvest. Talk about that. Is that a major undertaking up there?
It used to be a lot more, so we did it all by hand. We hired a lot of people to come up on a specific day. Grapes are kind of different than corn or soybeans because when grapes are ready, you're got to get them in, and it's a very time sensitive because we deal with pH and sugar content, and so that changed a few years ago when grape harvesters appeared in Nebraska, and they're basically a combine that shakes the plant. The grapes drop off, they catch them, they separate the leaves from the grapes, and it made our lives a lot easier, I'll tell you that. And so what used to take us maybe all morning plus to harvest, we can have done in an hour and 15 minutes. And, at times we've had 25,000 pounds that we pick in that period of time. 15 pounds gets you, I think, a bottle of wine. So if somebody wants to do the calculations, that can be a lot of juice and a lot of wine. So harvest is not as bad as it used to be.
Mick, nothing that all of your wines pair so well with other than great music, and you have some music coming up here again in the month of August, like you mentioned. Joe Coxon here this weekend, and then a little bit later on, August 16th, with Jim Davis, and your wines are going to pair with all the genres too, 60s, 70s, little classic rock and country in there. This is going to be for just about every palate, I think.
Exactly. It's a great atmosphere. We put everybody outside on the patio, so if you want to reserve a seat, you do need to go to our online venue or onto our website and reserve your tables. And we do that because our patio is so popular that, but it's the place where music is performed the best. And so if you're wanting to attend, just reserve your tables, and the gals will take care of you food-wise and wine-wise out there. And like I said, you'll be able to see the cattle roaming and grazing and lowing, I think is mooing, and things like that. So, and we do have actually a job opening now, too. So if someone is interested in maybe doing some vineyard work and or sales work, too, we do have a position open there. So give us a call, and we'll do an interview and see if this wine business is right for you.
Again,
but I do have to talk about the St. Paul Seniors one.
Go ahead.
St. Paul Senior baseball won last night too. I don't know if you picked that up or not. I think they won 9-1. I think last night.
Yeah,
so
that's a good area for baseball up there, Mick. That's a real good area for baseball up around your place.
Yeah. PWG, beat the juniors here, and I heard that they're playing Ord for a championship, and so PWG should do really well. We had Dannebrog Caro, the St. Paul seniors exited the tournament for, and so they beat Loomis, and forget who they played last night. Cambridge, I think it was. So it's been a good season.
All right, we're talking with Mick McDowell from Moleta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. So when people come up to your facility, you talked about the patio with the music. We know about your wines. What about the food? What kind of offerings you got for food up there?
Almost anything and everything. We've got hamburgers. We've got ribeye steaks. I like our spaghetti. We use an Italian sausage. That's a great dish. We have fettuccine chicken Alfredo, seafood Alfredo, which is some shrimp, chicken fried chicken. We've got onion rings that have been raved about, and we use wine as the liquid in the batter for those. And we've got some spinach artichoke dips. It's a nice menu, and our menu is online, so they can look at the majority of what we have is online. So at MoletaVistaWinery.com.
All right, so if you're heading up that way, it'd be a good little weekend excursion up around St. Paul, just north of St. Paul. Head on up there, some good food. Obviously, the wine is Is it world famous yet, Mick? Can we call it world famous wine?
I'd like to, but we'll just say it's growing in its phase.
All right, so head on up to St. Paul, and they'll take care of you up there at the Moleta Vista Winery, just north of St. Paul. Always enjoy talking with you, Mick, finding out what's going on up there at the Moleta Vista Winery, and we'll do it again here in a couple of weeks.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me on.
All right,
we'll look forward to seeing everyone.
That's Mick McDowell from the Moleta Vista Winery up in St. Paul, just north of St. Paul. Little drive for you to head on up there and enjoy the Moleta Vista Winery. It's about time for the grape harvest.
About time for the grape harvest. He had me at spinach artichoke dip. I love spinach artichoke dip.
Do you?
It's one of my all-time favorite appetizers. / I could eat that stuff for a meal. So good.
Spinach?
Spinach artichoke dip. I'm not really a green person, but and you throw it in the cream cheese, topped with more cheese, on top of a cheesy dip, all day long. All day long. Little bread, little spinach artichoke dip, some chips perhaps. Yes, please.
Can't beat that.
Seconds.
Can't beat that. Anyway, try them out. Moleta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. 7:45, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. You mentioned it in the first half hour. Mm-hmm. The all-time greats as far as quarterbacks are concerned, and somebody has rated the 32 NFL teams on every single quarterback that has been through each team's NFL quarterback's room.
Ranking all 32 NFL teams by quarterback history.
He said the Chiefs were number 11.
This was ranked by CBS Sports. The Chiefs come in at 11, which is admirable considering some of these names. The Bills, by the way, and right off the top, like you asked me Bills quarterbacks, and I go Jim Kelly, Josh Allen, right? Those are the two. They have been to 4 Super Bowls, a handful of AFC championships. They're 16th. That QB duo.
Well, who else would the Buffalo have?
Jim Kelly, Josh Allen. They have 2.
That's it?
That's all you need. They threw Jack Kemp into the mix. His name misses for me, even as a Bills fan. So the Bills are 16th. The Chiefs were 11th. Would you like to take a stab at throwing some names in, and I'll tell you if they're in the top 10? Throw me some names that immediately come to mind.
Pittsburgh,
right. Ben Roethlisberger, Terry Bradshaw, Neil O'Donnell, Bobby Lane. Pittsburgh's in at number 6.
Number 6?
The Steelers.
Dallas.
Of course, because Dallas is America's team, and you have Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman. They threw in Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, which I think is kind of laughable. But they are number 4 with the
4.
Staubach and Aikman in at 4.
New England.
New England is just cracking in the top 10. Even with all those Super Bowl rings from Tom Brady, it was not enough to save New England from really only having Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe.
Okay,
Bledsoe was a Bills quarterback, by the way, too.
I haven't hit anybody in the top 5 yet, have I?
You have not hit anybody in the top 3.
How about the Jets? Joe Namath. Not Joe Namath?
Jets are not even in the top. Jets are in at 27.
Wow.
With such names as Joe Namath, and then who else do you throw in? Ken O'Brien, Chad Pennington.
That's all I know is Joe Namath.
Yeah, 26.
IT guy is saying Patriots. I've already said that.
I already said Patriots.
How about Green Bay?
Green Bay, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Bart Starr comes in as the top team.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
The top QB room. Favre, Rodgers, Starr.
So they're number 1?
Green Bay is number 1.
What about San Francisco?
San Francisco's number 2.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Joe Montana, Steve Young, Y.A. Tittle?
Yeah, Y.A.
John
Tittle.
Brody? Yep.
Okay, so it's Green Bay and San Francisco.
Green Bay, San Francisco.
Number 3 on the list has got to be... Did I get number 3?
You haven't got 3.
Let me think here. It couldn't be Washington, could it?
Washington's like 10th, I think. Nope. 11th. Nope. 12th. Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, Mark Ripken.
What division are they in?
The AFC South. They used to be in the AFC East. They used to also be in Baltimore, and then they moved.
Indy?
Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, Burt Jones, Andrew Luck. The Colts come in at number 3.
Really?
Probably the Peyton Manning factor.
Obviously.
But I was surprised with, given the Peyton Manning factor and also John Elway, the Broncos were only in at 5.
So who's 4?
4 was Dallas.
Okay.
Denver 5, Pittsburgh 6. The Rams are in at 7, but I don't think you can count Kurt Warner because Kurt Warner was with the St. Louis Rams and not L.A., so I instantly discredit the Rams being in the top 10. The Raiders with Ken Stabler.
Yeah, see, I would have brought them up.
Daryl LaMonica, Jim Plunkett, and Rich Gannon. They come in at number 8. You had the Patriots, and then rounding out with Dan Marino, Bob Greasy, Earl Morale, Miami Dolphins.
That was 10.
That was number 10.
And then the Chiefs are 11.
The Bills were robbed. That's all I'm using it. Bulletin board material for Buffalo to get pumped up for the season.
No, I can see the Bills down where they are. They only got 2 quarterbacks. You mentioned a lot of all-time NFL greats there in that little segment. And for Buffalo, you got 2. Josh Allen, Jim Kelly. Yeah, I can see where the Buffalo Bills would be number 17 on this list.
Please.
You're kind of a homer.
Kinda?
Yeah, where would you think that Buffalo should be? You've got
Kind
2.
of a homer is like the understatement of the year.
Yeah, where do you think Buffalo should be on that list? If they're not number 17, where do you think they should be?
Flirting with the top 10.
You're going to put
with the top 10.
So who are you going to put them above?
The Raiders.
With Daryl LaMonica and that group?
Sure.
No, see.
The Raiders, the Dolphins. I
wouldn't put your 2 guys above those guys. Ken Stabler? The Snake? See, that was probably before you really got entrenched in football.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
you're probably running around in diapers.
You're throwing names at me, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I could tell because you stumbled through a couple of those all-time greats. I could tell that was when you were running around the Tyson Hebronic bedroom, probably in your diapers.
Probably.
I wouldn't put your 2 Buffalo quarterbacks above. They're right about where they need to be. Number 17.
It's gross.
That's just another way that the Chiefs are beating the Buffalo Bills again, even in these little polls. Chiefs have another victory over Buffalo without the season even getting started.
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
Don't start that toxicity.
Here we go already.
I was looking at my time hop yesterday. You know those memories that get shared? Dakota, who, by the way, has just chimed in via YouTube, that the Raiders are better than Buffalo by a country mile in the quarterback room.
That's what I mean. Me and Dakota are with you.
No, now you're not with me. You're against me.
Yeah, we're not on your island.
You are not on this island. But anyway, back to the time hop memories. last year at this time, I did my first fantasy football mock draft. We were already mock drafting in late July. We used to be dedicated.
Already?
Oh, of course. Preparations are underway.
Well, I saw our draft is coming up. One of them is in August.
Yeah, like late August. We still got a month.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll talk about that later.
Our league used to draft on the Hall of Fame game. We used to set this day.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah. Like tomorrow. Because we didn't have any like influence via the preseason. We wanted you to do your own research and not just watch 4 preseason games and be like, oh, that's a stud. Well, then half of our roster was getting hurt before the season started, so we decided to scale that back a little bit. But yeah, we just drafted this time.
That's the problem. You draft early, and half of those guys are hurt, or not going to start the season, miss 3 or 4 weeks. That'll hurt you in fantasy football. All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports at 7:55.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Top story, obviously, the explosion yesterday in Fremont, as police and fire departments from numerous agencies were at the scene of the explosion. The former Golden Sun Seeds facility, now owned by Horizon Biofuels, exploding yesterday morning. The State Patrol in a social media post said that a large radius around the area was shut down. 3 people in the building at the time of the explosion, all unaccounted for. Fire crews unable to gain access to the building because it had collapsed. First District Congressman Mike Flood, who has taken to social media, said in a social media post that he had been in contact with the mayor and his team, will be working to support their response to the explosion. Scary scenes, certainly, as that continues to circulate on social media. Union Pacific also announcing plans yesterday to make a multi-billion-dollar company. They are combining with Norfolk Southern to form the country's largest railroad. The Omaha-based Union Pacific said it will pay $320 per share for Norfolk Southern, valuing the deal at around $85 billion. Combined, the 2 railroads will have a coast-to-coast network comprising across 43 states. And at current share prices, the new company worth just a measly $250 billion. Omaha Mayor John Ewing Jr. praising the deal to keep the headquarters in Omaha if the merger is successful. 3 minutes until 8 o'clock. Mike, let's head back your direction. What's going down in sports?
Well, the Big Ten Network has announced its 2025 volleyball TV schedule. Huskers will make at least 19 regular season national TV appearances on the Big Ten Network. Fox, FS1, NBC, ABC, and ESPN. 12 of Nebraska's 20 Big Ten Conference matchups will be nationally televised, including 9 of the final 11 down the stretch. Additional matches selected for TV, including those on Nebraska Public Media, will be announced at a later date. Any home matches or Big Ten road matches not selected for television will be available on Big Ten Plus. Season is over for Grand Island Home Federal. Grand Island lost to Elkhorn North 6-0 yesterday in the National Division of the Class A state tournament at Ryder Park. Grand Island ends the season at 30-20. In the other game, Lincoln East defeated Omaha Creighton Prep 9-4. Elkhorn North will play Lincoln East today at 5 for the championship. East will have to win twice in order to win the title. Lincoln Southwest will play Papio South in the American Division Championship today. Southwest beat Gretna East 8-3 yesterday, while Papio South defeated Fremont 16-5. Papio South will have to win twice to win the championship. Class A Junior State Tournament in Omaha. Creighton Prep beat Bennington 7-4 yesterday, while Millard South defeated Lincoln East 7-2. Creighton Prep will play Millard South at 5 this afternoon. The winner will play Bennington for the championship. At the C5 Seniors Tournament in Albion yesterday, Palmer Woback Greeley was leading Ord 12-11 in the 4th inning when the game was suspended because of weather. They'll resume the game at 5 this afternoon. Ord has to win the a couple of games today to win the championship. And the Kansas City Royals beat Atlanta 9-6 last night. Same two teams will play at 1:10 this afternoon. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:59.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Well, the cold front has passed by and much cooler weather is upon us to close out the rest of the week and head into the weekend. Hey everybody, Tim Jones. Here's your forecast. 78 is the high today on Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. We'll have a chance for a few hit or miss showers and thunderstorms throughout the day and again on Wednesday night. 62 is the overnight low. Clearing skies on Thursday, partly sunny skies anyway. 75 is the high. 76 on Friday, mostly sunny, and then 70s through the weekend.
Right now we've got northeast winds at 4 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 68 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Wilton, Science Center Veronica with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Wednesday. Boys, we get ready to wrap up the month. It's the 30th of July already.
It's flying by, man.
Flying by.
Looks like the Royals are signing Lugo to a long-term contract. He was up for free agency at the end of the year, so they're going to stick with Lugo in that rotation.
So, yeah, and today, tomorrow's a trade deadline.
Yes.
So there'll be a lot of people signing and moving teams here in the next 48 hours, 36 hours. Keep your eyes.
Go ahead, yeah. Keep your eyes on the
waiver wire.
Get Jeff Passan. Get some noties from him throughout the day today. He's sort of the Adam Schefter of the baseball world in terms of roster moves and trade rumors. So get your pass and noties set up. The Braves and Royals. Braves are throwing Joey Wentz. He's a reliever. They're spot starting him against Kansas City today. Joey Wentz, he has an ERA of 15.75.
Here we go. Just like you did yesterday, you're trying
15.75.
No, you're trying to sucker me in to bet with you. This is the guy that's thrown for Kansas City today?
No, for Atlanta.
For Atlanta?
For the Braves. Braves are throwing Wentz, 15.75 ERA. The over-under line's only at 7.5.
Who's Kansas City throwing today?
You would ask. Does it matter? The over-under line's at 7.5. Oh, no, never mind. 9.5. It was at 7.5. Boy, that jumped. Never mind. I was going to say let's take the 7.5 line, but the line has moved to 9.5.
See, everybody's betting that. So who's Kansas City throwing?
You're throwing Zerpa.
Is he any good?
I said his name with a question mark, so that should tell you that I'm not quite sure either.
But he's up against a guy who has a double-digit ERA.
15.75 ERA versus Zerpa, who's 3-1 on the season with a 4.75.
Ooh.
But the line is 9.5, which is pretty high in baseball standards. So I'm going to stay away.
Royals favored today?
They are. So are the Cardinals, oddly enough.
Now, what do you got to give up if we take Kansas City?
That's a minus 120. Minus 128.
So $12 to make 10.
I don't like it. I'm going to stay off. Save my money. Invest it in the beer money fund.
And we can't make money doing that.
I just said invest.
This segment has turned into Mike and Tyson's bets for the day.
I'm okay with that.
We're 0-1. You tried to sucker me in on a bet last night.
We would have been 0-2, but we didn't play it.
Would have been 0-2, but I smelled something fishy yesterday when you were talking about the game, and now you're trying to sucker me in again.
I'm just telling you. I pay attention to these things right at the end of the show.
On a guy who's got a double-digit ERA, and now you don't want to bet Kansas City.
I don't. But I'm not going to bet Atlanta either. I'm not going to bet either of those two teams. I wanted to play over-under line, but I don't like it anymore.
Ryan Martin, who keeps track of Kansas City sports, he says Zerpa is starting. What? Yeah, maybe we better stay away from that game today.
Best bet of the day, Rangers and Panathinaikos, a Greek team. They're playing Champions League soccer in the second qualifying leg. Rangers is a plus 278. They are out of Scotland, and they already defeated Panathinaikos 2-0, so they have a 2-0 aggregate lead, and they're coming out as dogs because they're playing in Greece. That's my best play of the day. Soccer.
What? We're not betting soccer. You can't get me suckered on that either.
I don't even know if it is allowed. The international soccer leagues. I've never seen an international sheet.
All right, so we're not betting anything today.
Save your money.
Saving money for tomorrow. NFL preseason. Maybe we'll bet that tomorrow. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to the show here today, you can. Just download the podcast section in one of our social media sites. You can listen to the show at your convenience. Thanks for joining us. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7. Huddle up here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.